Hi, this is MrByZ, and I'm here to review a couple of new Last Jedi items. I happened to get lucky at a Fred Meyer, much like my friends Chris and Jason, who found some Last Jedi figures at Fred Meyer's in our area. I happened across the Ski Speeder, as well as the Rathtar, and I also found a 6-inch Royal Guard, which I'll go over as well. So let's start with the Ski Speeder here. Let's take a look at the box here. Nice artwork on the front. I do like that we're getting the artwork like that. We can see our Poe Dameron figure in there. And the information on the back. I've been hearing all sorts of things about the Force Link stuff. Obviously, I don't have a Force Link yet, so it's not something that I can use. But let's dive into this. Let's check out this. So let's start with Poe Dameron here, who's looking very Han Solo-esque here. However, that is a fantastic head sculpt. It looks a lot like Oscar Isaac's. I'm very impressed with this. I like the little rebel insignia on his jacket. Very Bespin-like jacket, or leather jacket like Han had in Force Awakens. He comes with a little headset that he can put on, as well as a little tiny gun. Let's get to the vehicle itself. This thing is awesome. I love the detail on this. Look, we've actually got battle damage. There's something we haven't seen on Hasbro vehicles for a little while. Little pieces. It just... You know, this was a $40 vehicle. I wasn't sure what to quite expect from it. There's different features I'll go through here in a little bit, but let's take a look at what all is here first. I'm just really impressed. It does have this opening, or I don't know how you want to put it, the opening mold on the bottom, like we've been getting lately, but I'm okay with that. Now, from what I understand, this little emblem here is what helps with the Force Link. Obviously, I have not seen that yet. I've heard, yes, the figures that have the Force Link that can use it also have a little symbol on their feet so that we know what works with the Force Link, I guess. Or maybe so kids don't try to use it with their old figures because they see it. So there's a couple different things that this does. I'll go through that in just a minute. I just want you to be able to take in. This is an outstanding Hasbro vehicle. So here we have Poe in the cockpit. It took a little while to get him in there. It's a very tight fit, but I finally got him all the way in there. We have some firing missiles. We have like an engine cowling that comes off, which I thought was a cool addition here. When we press this, the end of the wing, or whatever you want to call this, pops off. And we have two missiles here in the front, which there's a little trigger underneath. We can hit this, and it will fire those missiles away. Underneath we have landing gear that will go up and down. It's on the wing as well. And I find it interesting, like this long piece here that we've seen in the movie, like dragging on, or in the trailer anyway, dragging along, like it folds down for when you want to set it down. Also, without the wing, it's not there. So it'll be interesting to see why that wing can come off. Obviously, we don't know. Now, in looking at the instructions, and if you want to know anything about Force Link, it talks about you pick up the vehicle with the Force Link on to activate, and if you move the vehicle, you're going to get flying sounds, and tap the Force Link for battle sounds. I found that interesting. And then you can do the same with the figure. You pick up the figure, move the figure forward to side to activate additional effects, and continue tapping Force Links for more sounds. So it sounds like it's, you know, like ComTech, but even more advanced. Obviously, it's a little something that you wear on your wrist. It'll be interesting to see how all this Force Link stuff comes together. Next, we'll take a look at the Rathtar with Politique. Obviously, a lot of us were very excited when we saw this at San Diego Comic-Con. I think it's something a lot of us didn't think we were actually going to get. So let's go ahead and dive into this and check it. Normally to start with Politique, but I'll tell you what, these tentacles keep falling off this thing. So we'll take a look at the Rathtar. The tentacles do not stay on very well. I can set him down here. Oh my gosh, I'm surprised it's actually doing that. In putting this together, it took me several times of trying to get these tentacles on for them to actually stay. And I'd get really close to being done with one, and two more would fall off. I would recommend, when you buy this, plan on gluing these in, whether it be with hot glue or something. I know some people talk about super glue. Depends on how you're feeling about your Star Wars toys. I like to go with hot glue just because it doesn't damage the toys themselves. And, you know, on the instructions, it actually shows where each is supposed to go here. And there's little letters, if I can zoom in on each tentacle, that tell you where each one is supposed to go. But it falls apart so easily. I could just, let me just tap this. There we go, yeah. And you can just go right down, and they're just falling right off. They do not stick very well, which is too bad. The detail on this is very nice, although it has something that looks like it was meant for something back here. Like it looks like a piece that would come off. I don't know if this was meant for battle damage or if there was going to be something inside that made it do something. Who knows, but it does not come off. It seems to be part of the finished product. We have the mouth. You can obviously put stuff inside there. It's just hollow in there if you'd like. And he has the Force Link piece on him. And we'll look at Politique now that most of his tentacles have fallen off. So here's Politique. Again, very good likeness on him. Not much paint deco for his costume. But still a nice figure. Nice one to get to go with the rest of the figures that we got in this confrontation already. So I'm really happy that we were able to get him with the Rathtar. Obviously, it'd be cool to buy 3 of these, so you could have all 3 of them. You could probably mix and match the tentacles to make them go different ways if you'd like. Biggest problem here, those tentacles fall off. I don't know if Hasbro's going to fix this in the future, or if this is something we're going to have to glue in place or whatever, but I can guarantee you people are going to buy these and complain the tentacles fall off too much. Let's look at the instructions here for what Force Link does. It says, again, we pick up the Rathtar to activate, move it in directions to make things happen, and tap for sounds, and same with Politique. Pick him up, move him around, and tap for sounds. Be interesting to see how this Force Link works with all of this. Lastly, let's take a look at the 6-inch Emperor's Royal Guard Black Series. I had not seen this before, so it was absolutely fantastic to be able to pick one of these up. Figure I'll go ahead and offer him as an extra review in here. So here we have him all looking stoic like we saw in Return of the Jedi. Obviously in the movies these guys never did anything. The other stood there, got slammed to the side from Yoda. Despite that, we always thought they were cool. The original vintage Kenner one is still my favorite. Now, it looks like it's just a black visor. Now, obviously, we've seen pictures from the set, and the original Hasbro 12-inch figure actually had it so you can see inside, but we're just seeing a black visor, so there's no eyes or anything peeking out. As Hasbro told us, they decided that underneath we would get that old Crimson Empire armor, which is a kind of a cool addition. I almost expected there to be another cape under here just because I'm so used to the vintage one. But it's still cool to see that we get all this extra detailing. We've got his little kind of speeder bike gun that he can keep in his holster. And on the back, again, excellent detailing all over this. They really didn't need to do this. They probably could have done it just like a vintage Kenner figure, where it just is plain robes underneath, but they decided to give us something a little extra, which is very nice. I can see why these are hard to get. It's a very nice 6-inch Black Series figure, one of their better ones. My only complaint would be that the cloak seems very wrinkled out of the package. It's held in place by an elastic band, so you might want to be prepared for that, probably after a little while of hanging it, or if you're one of those that likes to treat your cloth to get it to hang in the right way. Other than that, it's a great figure. I love the sculpt on it, the underneath sculpt. The cloak, as far as the material, it's very thin, but it seems to work for what you'd want it for and hang the way that you will want it. I'm sure there's people who have all sorts of mods to way that they can make these even better. So that's a look at a couple of the new items that have come out that are supposed to be for Force Friday too, but we've been able to find it at some of the Fred Meyers here in the Pacific Northwest. I really like that ski speeder. I'm very impressed with it. I think a lot of collectors are going to really enjoy that. The Rathtar obviously has issues with the legs falling off, and the 6-inch Royal Guard is excellent. Obviously, I'll be out there looking for more of these figures that are leaking out. If I find more figures, more product, I will probably pick that up and post reviews here, so stay tuned. Again, subscribe to my channel if you like these. If there's any comments you'd like to make, things you want to see me review in the future besides all this new stuff coming out, or if you just have comments, if you're like, man, you suck, or, you know, hey, I love your video, whatever, you can make it here. I'd love to see your comments. I love hearing from you. So thank you so much.